In this video, you will learn about relational data model. First, we'll see what relational data model is. A relational data model contains the tables, the different tabular columns in which you are going to maintain data. In that case, every table is called as a relation. So, tables are called as relation. So, wherever I say relation, the word refers to a table of data. Okay. Every table contains different columns. What do you mean by column? You generally in a notebook, you will draw a column. Say you have a composition note, you will draw a tabular column. What will it contain? Different columns. What does the column contain? Serial number, name, date, signature, page number. So these are different columns, right? That is called a table. So every table can have multiple columns. Each column name should be unique. You will not have two serial numbers, right? Two names will not be there. Maybe you will have exercise name, a topic name differently, right? But not the same name. Relations are not independent tables. They are associated with each other. What do you mean by that? The tables, that is the relations, are related to each other. They are not independent. What do you mean by that? Suppose there is a student whose personal information is saved in a database. That student can be given marks in the marks table. You have two tables called student table and mark table. I have given admission for 100 students, roll number 1 to 100. If I go to the mark table and type student number 101, the computer will not accept it. Why? Because there is no association of 101. There is no such student. So every table is related to each other, right? So the attendance, say there is a tabular column called, there is a table called attendance. In the relation, attendance has an attribute roll number, which is linked to what? The student record in the student table. So you cannot mark attendance for a student who is not present in the student table. Same way, if you want to post salary for an employee, that employee number should be linked to the employee table. You cannot give a salary for an employee ID who is not existing in the company. So this is how a relational model works. So what are the properties of a relation? This is very important. Each attribute has a unique name. What do you mean by attribute? The column. Every column should have a unique name. Sequence is immaterial. You can write the column headings in any order. Each tuple, that is every row. Before this, I will show you what an attribute, tuple, everything is. Then we'll come back to properties of relation. Right? What is an attribute? Attribute is also called as field. Look at this table relation called student. How many attributes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the characteristics for which the data is stored in a relation is called an attribute or a field or a column. So how many columns are there? That these columns are called as attributes. What is a tuple? This row, the record of a particular student. This is one tuple. This is one tuple. This is one tuple. How many tuples are there? 3 tuples are there in this student relation student, right? So tuple is also called as entity or record. How many records are there? 3. How many entities are there? 3. So tuple is also called as entity and record. Domain. What do you mean by domain? The set of values. In mathematics you call this a set theory, you call it a superset from which you derive the values. What is phone number consisting of? Integers. So the domain of phone number is integers. What does student name contain? Alphabets. So the domain of student name is the set of alphabets. English alphabets is the domain, right? What is student ID? It is a combination. So it contains all characters including numbers and names, right? So this is called as domain. Domain is the set of values from which the attributes take a value in each row. So this is the definition. What is degree? This is a common question asked in the board exam. They will give you a table like this and say, what is the degree of this relation? Degree is the number of attributes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Degree of this relation is 4. Number of columns. What is cardinality? Cardinality is the number of rows. So 1, 2, 3. Don't count the heading. Number of records. So the cardinality of this relation student is 3. Now we'll come to the properties of relation. So every attribute has a unique name. Every tuple is distinct. So So you cannot have two personal records of a student, of the same student. So every relation is, every tuple is distinct. All data values must be from the same domain. What do you mean by that? Say for example, there is phone number. If you write the phone number in integers, it should be integers for all the values. Suppose you have age as 14. Then you should have 141516 as integers. You cannot write FOURTEN. So the domain should be numbers. If it is number, it should be number for all the records, right? So it should be from the same domain. Each data value should be atomic. Atomic means every data value should be single. You cannot have two students, right, in the same box. No attribute can have many data values. So you can have the record of only one student in one row. Okay. And a special value called null is used for unknown values. Say for example, there is a student now newly admitted. The address is still not sure. So I can leave it empty. Instead, I can put it as null. Null means unknown value as of now. I can fill it later. Okay. So this is all about attribute, tuple, domain, degree and cardinality. These are 5 important terms in relational data model. Hope you understood the concept. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.